So let's continue and use the new node or the updated node on this wall. So I'm going to isolate the front wall front, I believe. Yep. And let's change the view to flat shaded. Let's create the recursive fracture node. Okay, let's create a color node. It's a primitive attribute. And center ID 1. So that's my first level. And let's play with these settings. Let's try 25. I don't want the first to be too big, the first blocks to be too big, and you can, I think you guys will feel the difference in terms of speed after we did the compiled block. And let's play with the settings a bit. A quick way to guess estimate the voxel size is I use a VDB from Polygon node, and I have some issues with the viewport for sure. It's not displaying volumes anymore, so sorry about that. And I can middle click. This is a very low res, so I'm gonna set 0.01. Yeah, so this resolution I'm gonna use, and let's take a look. Okay, I'm also going to play with the pattern here with the noise. So amplitude 0.05, and let's increase the frequency. I'm gonna copy them so it's the same value for all the three axis. Okay, let's set it to 24. And let's lower. And now let's increase it. And increase the pattern as well. I like to get these cracks to be, yeah, something like that, to have major deformation, not just tiny variations. And let's try 1.5, 7. Okay, I'm gonna go with this, and let's do a second level. So I'm gonna copy this. Actually, let's try. The volume is not gonna do much here. Volume deformation is not gonna do much because we want distribution of the point to be quite to be uniform on the base level. We want to fracture everything, we want to touch everything, and if we use volume deformation, it could lead for the points to be just here. We're going to add a feature to visualize these points later on, so you guys don't have to guess where the points are. Okay, so the second level, I'm going to set this to level. I'm going to copy this, and it's center ID 2. Let's visualize this. Let's copy this guy. So here's center ID 2. Cool. So you see now it's working really well in terms of breaking the patterns. And let's tweak the noise. I don't want the same pattern. I'm gonna lower this, and I'm gonna increase the frequency 2 times. So I want to get different cracks, different types of shapes. Set this to 0.3. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off the scale, which jitter the points. It looks like well, we have to have some value probably in the jitter node. Let's try 2. Cool. So this is very, very broken up. I can see the variations that we're getting. I don't want to get two pieces that are too small. I try to avoid that, especially that we're doing a primary sim. We're not going to do a high res one yet. We don't need a lot of pieces. Let's try 15. And here it's just a matter of playing with the points, with the settings, sorry. Creates the roughness. something like that. And going to put down an assemble node. I'm going to copy this, and I want to visualize based on name, because the colors here are not giving me exactly what I want. So that's my result, which looks great. So let's copy this, do another third level. So this is going to loop over 2 and 3. And I'm going to copy this. Just want to make a quick check. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that the multi-threading is on. Okay, so let's play with the seed. Let's try 8. Set this to 1. And I'm going to increase the points in case it's limited. It's limiting the number of pieces. And I want to get a lot of fracturing here. So let's try 150. It's not exactly what I need, but I want to show you guys the patterns that we get. And let's lower the volume deformation and even set it to 0 if we have to, so we make sure that the point distribution is uniform. Okay, let's try 250. And I'm going to lower the frequency here. Sorry, the amplitude of the pattern of the edge displacement. And I'm really liking this overall silhouette. You can see we're getting some really nice blocks, big blocks, small blocks, and not so many small details. I think these are actually going to help with creating something called the chipping. So these blocks are actually giving us the shipping behavior. So the tip basically, or the edge, the corner breaks. Something like this. Something like this for sure here too. So that's all behavior that we want to see. This too. Okay, let's do a quick test and increase the number of pieces quite a bit, so 2500. And see how much it's going to take to fracture this. So far 17 seconds. And just so you guys are clear about this, the primary layer, it doesn't have to have a lot of details. This here is perfect. This amount of details, maybe even less, a bit less than this, and try to get these blocks to be smaller, but that's pretty much it. We don't want to have a lot of fine details. Okay, and the pattern that we're going to have on the first layer is actually going, or any pattern that you have or any fracture, it can affect and will affect the look of the sim. So for example, this wall has a chance of bending and deforming along this line, for example. If we have more pieces, then it can fracture in a different way. So each pattern will make the look of the sim different, okay? And the patterns that I got in my sim were a result of trying different settings, in especially this one here. But after a few tweakings, I realized that I don't have to go really high res with all of this. So as you can see, we were able to get a lot of pieces. So let me fracture this, and I didn't check the time, but we have 2000 pieces, and we're getting a lot of cool fracturing. Now obviously the pattern is starting to get uniform, and we don't want to get to this level, okay? And there's ways to break it, but for this for this purpose we don't have to do anything further to get the result that I need. Cool. So something like this, maybe even 350, or maybe increase the second level, and I will show you guys how it looks, how the pattern looks like in my original file, so you get the idea of how it looks like. We're also going to do different wedges, trying different settings. This is very, very cool. Yeah, definitely there's a lot of organic shapes here, and so far the Voronoi look, we're not talking about that anymore. It's really hard to recognize the pattern, and we can still group them using these guys obviously, and this is very cool now. And we can use clustering and all kinds of techniques to make this look even more interesting if we wanted to. And we will be talking about all this in the upcoming videos. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.